by Argyle Cyrus Gadyukos. The passing of the Bangsamoro Basic Law, BBL, can be an instrument to prevent a situation similar to the Marawi siege from happening again, Lana Odell Sur Assemblyman Zia Alonto Adiang said. Lana Odell Sur Assemblyman Zia Alonto Adiang, PCO/Manila Bulletin. Adiang made the statement after the House of Representatives nixed the need of a special session to pass the bill and assured its passage by March 2018. Adiang, during the Task Force Bangan Marawi, TFBM, press briefing in Malacanang today, said the BBL, if passed, can curb the spread of violent extremism and radicalization in Mindanao. Although it will not really solve the transnational crimes, such as the spread of global terrorism, it will, in some ways, cover up the issue of social narrative and injustice which has been used by this terrorist group as a means to recruit for their fighters, Adiang said. And they've been using the issue of self-determination, the aspiration of the Bangsamoro people as their platform to recruit fighters and potential fighters, he added. Adiang, who experienced the siege firsthand, said policing the villages in communities by the local themselves would be much effective in trying to guarantee peace and order. If we have the BBL and there are provisions in the BBL that can assimilate, can incorporate the fighters from being rebels, they would be decommissioned and they would be part of the military asset of the Philippine government, then I think it's much easier in effect if by using them as a means to really curb the rise of violent extremists in the ARMM, Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, he said. It's a matter of really maximizing the resources the ARMM can provide insofar as maintaining the peace and order situation in the country, specifically in the ARMM alone, he added. According to Adiang, the BBL can be used to as governing laws for the proposed state under the federal government being pushed by President Duterte. In order to really incorporate the provisions of the BBL, I think in relative to the proposal to federalize the country, it's only a matter of using the BBL, the provisions as the governing laws for the proposed Bangsamoro state, he said. It's not really universal all over the world. We can have and impart and introduce this federal system by way of also making it sure that it would be responsive to our cultural differences and identities, he added. However, Adiang acknowledged that the fate of the BBL is not yet final as the Congress will still discuss its different provisions, especially if an independent Bangsamoro police force is really necessary. So it can go through a process of debate in Congress. But I think it's one of the positive explorations, he said. If we try to look into the feasibility of such proposal, I think we're talking about BBL and it will offer so many changes and reforms in the Constitution once Congress would debate on federalism and perhaps lead on to debate on the BBL, he added. President Duterte this week expressed his intention to call a special session of Congress to speed up the passage of the BBL that would be acceptable to all sectors and correct historical injustices.